aboard and welcome to our podcast, Goddeships. Tonight's topic, retrograde ships. Mercury is in retrograde. What does that mean? For those of you who are returning, thank you for your continued support and welcome back. And for those of you who are just joining us, welcome. Goddesses and gods, please remember that we are available wherever you listen to your podcast, including Spotify and iHeartRadio. And you can always watch our beautiful and handsome faces here on YouTube. I am Keely, the Soul Snatching Goddess.
And I am Melinda, the Fact Goddess, FACKT. We want to thank you for joining our episode tonight, and we want you to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast, and bang on the notification bell so you'll be one of the first to be notified when we have new episodes.
Hello, world. I'm Florida.
All right. So, Fat Goddess, I heard you say you had some shirt cam.
Yeah, I finally got a shirt cam. It's been months.
Well, let me beg you up, then.
All right. For God so loved the world that he gave us Black women.
Yes. Okay.
And I just gotta tell you, I was in the grocery store with this. I'm back in Indiana, y'all. Back home again in Indiana. Anyway, someone that lacks melanin came up to me and was like, okay. For God so loved the world that, and her voice slowly faded as she got to the end of the shirt. She's like, oh, I like it. It's very eye-catching. I thought it was hilarious because she did not verbalize that last part.
She wasn't ready. She
was excited at the beginning, but as she got down to the end, she's like, oh, I like it. It's eye-catching.
I wonder what she thought. I wonder what she thought it was going to say, though.
I don't know, but it wasn't what she was looking for.
But I would have been like, oh, what did you think it was going to say?
I thought I was going to say that John 3:16 stuff.
Huh?
She probably thought I was going to say John 3:16. So God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son and all that whole stuff.
She may have.
Probably thought it was going to be biblical. But that's John 3:16.
I know, but I'm just saying. She got so disturbed that it gave her pause.
She couldn't even finish.
What you thought it was gonna say, kid?
Probably what she wanted to
see. Yeah, me. And then I have a little shirt cam. So I have on my Soul Snatching Goddess shirt because we're talking about all this astrological stuff. So I want to get a little mystical. All right, so I'm gonna do this part like a little commercial. Falling out with friends, experiencing misleadings, misunderstandings, travel, logic, and communication getting disrupted, emails getting lost, flights being delayed, brain foggy, anxiety. Well, guess what? Mercury is in retrograde. So what is Mercury retrograde? So 3 times a year, the planet Mercury appears to travel backwards across the sky. We refer to these periods of times when Mercury is apparent in retrograde motion, or just Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is an optical illusion, which means it looks as if the planet is moving backwards from our view here on Earth. Astrologers believe that during this perceived backwards motion, technology, communication could get disrupted, putting a damper on anyone's summer mood. The astronomical explanation of retrograde motion starts with understanding that the planets in our solar system orbit the sun at different distances and speeds. While we orbit the sun ourselves, we can observe the other planets moving across our sky, following their own paths. Sometimes it appears from our perspective that a planet has abruptly switched directions and has started to move in reverse across the sky. That is, of course, our illusion caused by the position of Earth in relation to that planet. Since a planet is always in orbit and travels in one set direction, it can't suddenly reverse course. But that's why we call the phenomenon apparent retrograde motion, as it looks like the planet is moving backwards. Do y'all know anything about this, or have y'all heard that Mercury is in retrograde?
Seems like it's been happening every year. People want to talk about it.
Huh?
Seems like it's been happening for the past couple of years off and on those particular dates.
It happens every year,
Mm-hmm.
and it's around the same dates. Now, even though I said previously it happens 3 times a year for Mercury, this year we get a 4th dose.
I didn't know about it. And then my cousin, so literally I think it started on September 2nd, this round.
The
and
9th. It started September 9th. It
September
ends October 2nd.
Oh, okay. I got the dates confused. So on the 9th, my mother's microwave, when you open up the door, it just was spinning before you punched in the time and started it. So I was like, what in the... And so my cousin is the one that told me about Mercury retrograde. And I was like, she's like, you need to read up on it. It happens every year, several times a year. And I would not believe it had that, like literally, you open up the microwave door and her plate is spinning when you open up the door. But if it's closed, it's not.
Oh.
Yes. So you open up the door and it's spinning. You haven't put anything in there. You haven't set no time or nothing. So she was just like, that's an example of electronics being out of whack during this retrograde.
So was it microwave and stuff? Oh, you don't know?
No, I'm saying if you're going to use the microwave, when you open up the door, the plate starts spinning. And you haven't.
I know, which is usually an indication that it's microwave.
It ain't nothing in there.
But I'm saying, like, but the actual thing of microwaving could possibly still be occurring, right?
I guess, but it's just spinning. It's not even, listen, it's weird. And it started on September 9th. I said, this is crazy.
Well, to those who practice astrology, these times in particular were traditionally associated with confusion, delay, and frustration. Think undelivered love letters, email blunders, and frazzled travel plans. So here are the Mercury retrograde 2022 dates. There's also, let me mention Mercury retrograde, and that happens 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after.
Oh.
So overall, in the pre-Mercury retrograde or the retrograde, the planet slows down. In post-Mercury retrograde, which is the opposite 2 weeks, it speeds up. But keep in mind that these dates are for this year. 2 of them have already passed, and we're in one and got 1 more to go. So January the 14th to February the 3rd was one set. May the 10th through June the 2nd was the second. And now September the 9th through October the 2nd. And then December the 29th to January the 18th. Each one of those time frames stand for something different. So January retrograde focused on how we share our thoughts. The May to June retrograde forced us out of our comfort zones. The fall retrograde strives on balance in our lives and the way in which we communicate. And the final Mercury retrograde of 2022 will force us to take a step back and examine the whole picture.
Come on, retrograde.
So is Mercury retrograde good for your relationship? It's definitely a really important planet when you're talking about relationships because it has everything to do with communication. It's time to sit back and see how you're expressing yourself to your partner and others. Mercury being in retrograde can cause huge relationship challenges such as cheating, betrayal, or loss of intimacy.
Mm.
As this planet appears to retreat, it may feel like it's all going wrong in your love life. And as you bring up issues and arguments from the past, during Mercury retrograde, you may feel like your relationship is taking a lot of work. If your love life feels overwhelming, put yourself first. Make sure to value your time and energy. It's time to set some good boundaries with your partner and have some difficult but necessary conversations. So, is anybody during a retrograde, if you thought about that time frame, felt like it was harder than others? Had put in a little extra work?
I don't know.
Have you had any technology malfunctions other than the microwave?
Well, it is taking my phone a long time to process like uploading or downloading things. Like for instance, a video. It's like I'm like, what is going on? And then text messages might pop up late. I feel the retrograde technology wise. I'm not in a relationship to feel it on that end.
What about you, Floyd God? Any technical issues, difficulties?
Nah, I don't really get with the whole retrograde thing. Whatever was wrong with your life before then was wrong already. So ain't no planet moving made you want to get no outside ass. You was gonna do that anyway.
Yes, ain't that the truth? Dave said his bank account is in retrograde.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that's really into that, but I think it's just like anything, you are you represent the universe. So whatever you put out there is what you create. So it can only affect you if you allow it. You know what I'm saying? That's just my philosophy on that type of stuff. So yeah, no, I haven't had any issues. So whatever's gonna be, it was already was.
Well, I know today at work, our main system of being able to work, both of those were down. And then one came back up and was slow, and then they had to send us a workaround. And all in the comments, everybody just kept saying, Mercury's in retrograde. Y'all know Mercury's in retrograde.
Just couldn't be the server was down. Just had to be.
So now let me tell you the horrible part about Mercury being in retrograde. My shit didn't act up for 5 minutes. Everybody else sitting there not working. My shit worked just fine.
That's how it was Mercury retrograde.
Didn't want to give it to me. Oh. So do exes come back during Mercury retrograde?
Shit, the motherfuckers come back when there ain't no damn retrograde.
Mercury retrograde is bringing the past forward and back to us, including past relationships. I find that it's usually when something is unfinished, it comes back. So a past fling with unfinished business might reach out because they've been thinking about you. I really miss you.
Been in retrograde since May. Then. I've been in Mercury retrograde since May. If that's the case.
Listen, and then it says it's gonna hit us again in December. That's that come around Christmas and New Year's. How you doing?
It's called holiday hoes. It's called holiday hoes.
You want this? It's called retrograde hoes.
Holiday hoes, retro hoes. Holiday hoes, retro.
The more retro hoes coming around.
Hey, big head, nerd.
Oh. So what else to expect during this early autumn astro event? So it's time for you to take a step back, slow down, and question your thoughts and your words by noticing the reality that we're living in and how we can realign to something that feels a little bit better. Think before you speak, which is what you should be doing at all times, but be extra cautious during a Mercury retrograde because you may feel the need to say something abrasive and hurt somebody's feelings that you didn't mean to hurt. So it says you should also have a heavy focus on commitment, perhaps thanks to an influence of the autumn equinox. You may want to have a change in your relationship, or think about approaching your issues constructively and not argumentatively. Since retrogrades are all about reviewing and revising, ask yourself why that past significant other is no longer in your life if they pop up. And if you're better off moving on from them. What'd you say, Floyd?
She wasn't shit.
They said you was it, though. They might not have been shit, but you was it. And they coming back for you, boo.
She or he, depending on who we're talking about, wasn't shit.
They said they wasn't shit, but you was it. They want you back. You ain't going for it.
I mean, it depends on the situation. You know, you might have to have some fireworks coming out of it or something like that for me to go back. It got to be a very significant change for me to go backwards.
Not the fireworks.
I just had to see some real serious and consistent change for me to go backwards. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess because I don't know. It gets depending on who the person is and what the situation was, what they did, and what they're doing to change it.
People be exes for a reason. You just gotta think about what that reason was, because you might be to forget. Little time pass. They faking like they done did some changing. They like, come on, I was in some other things back then, but I'm on a different tip now.
That's why you put them on the stroll for a little while till that agent leave.
Well, that agent gonna show up every time.
Yeah, but that agent can't last long. Keep them on the stroll for a while.
And with that ex, you know how to pry it up out of them a little bit. You know what the poke. Let's see if it's really still here.
Yeah, that's all.
So a few tips for surviving the Mercury retrograde is life may be seemingly going a bit haywire while Mercury is in backwards motion. To beat the fiasco to the punch, particularly with tech-related issues, buy a little extra cloud space or USB drive and some additional gigabits and save your important work. Write down them passwords. I don't know if y'all saw this new Google Chrome commercial where the camera's facing a person and they're typing, and it says you got all these unique passwords that people can't guess, including yourself. Because I don't know how many times I typed the wrong password and something and be like, dang, I thought that was the password for this. You typed it 3 times, about to get locked out. Then you like, oh, I changed it because they made me change it. So it's this. Yeah, write them passwords down if you need to. Speaking of work, you'll want to make sure that you're not tackling something new that can potentially throw your workflow off. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. Track Jipper said that his rooster is in retrograde. Haven't been wet in a while.
Now, who would say some ignorant stuff like that?
I don't know, but Track, you might need to go chase a waterfall.
Damn you, Track Jipper.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's jokes.
I hope that the rooster is only referring to the wetness and not retracting itself.
That would be a horrible situation.
Wouldn't it?
Wow. That would
be moving backwards.
Snap back like a fitted cap. That'd be real bad. That'd be real bad. It's just jokes, people. It's just jokes. Lighten the mood. It's been a tough week, people. Just lightening the mood. It's been a tough week.
Do y'all have anything else y'all want to talk about in terms of Mercury retrograde questions?
I don't really. I hear a lot of people. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it on social media. You know what I mean? But I guess I don't really. Y'all hearing feedback?
Just a little bit.
Let me turn myself down. It might be too loud. Is that better?
Do it again.
Hello?
It still got it a little bit.
See what's going on here. Maybe I need to back up off of it or something. Is that better?
It's still there. You might well come on back to the camera.
I don't know. This might just be, I don't know. But no, a lot of people I see, they really into it. I just never could get into it. But
so, I mean, in terms of like astrology type stuff, I will once in a while look at my horoscope. If I see somebody mention something about like these, like the equinox and different stuff, I might look to see what it's supposed to mean, but I don't take much stock into it.
Right.
Just because I'm not a person that avidly like
every now and then, just if it's interesting, I check it out. You know what I'm saying? I get you.
Yeah. So like if my horoscope come across and I read it, I'll be like, oh, that hit the thing on the mark right there. Yeah, but I don't go check every day.
Right. I can't do that. It'd be weird.
And be modeling my life behind what the horoscope says is supposed to happen today.
Let me stay in the house. They said I'm gonna die today.
Bad things that happen because Mercury is in retrograde.
Right. You won't get paid because Mercury.
That means fat goddess, you ain't supposed to be traveling. It's supposed to be travel issues.
No, I don't have no issues traveling.
That's what it say. Mercury is in retrograde. Travel issues.
Yeah, nah, that skipped over me.
Do Mercury retrograde have anything to do with affecting karma?
Oh, I don't know, but
yeah, it'd be interesting, wouldn't
it? Yeah, you get that what you put out there.
Like if you know you done some horrible shit with a retrograde, you know, accentuate its wrath, like if that's the right phrase, or you know what I'm trying to say? Accelerate your comeuppance, so to speak. You know,
it does say that this fall time strives for balance in your life. So if you've been giving off, you might be getting it back.
Oh, okay then. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I haven't really seen, even though in terms of like, I ain't in no relationships. I don't know about no change in the way of communicating, but I haven't really noticed people like changing in the, well, let me not say that. It has been really weird in terms of people in communication with me. Hey, Tanika.
Hey.
Because I've had, I don't know if I don't know. I need to get whatever this retrograde up off me, because I've had 3 different guys on 3 different occasions approach, have a conversation, and then just leave.
So you in relationship retrograde?
Yeah. It's bad.
That might not be retrograde. That might just be those particular gentlemen.
I don't get it.
I thought we had a conversation about this before.
I know, but I don't know. It's something. I need to figure out what's on me.
It's not you. It's. I told you last time. It's the expectation. These days, right? And I ain't about to get off subject, but these days, in the dating game and the pool and all that, everybody else in right now shit. So if they say something to you and it's not going in the way that they think it should go, or the way they desire it to go, then they may fall back. You understand what I'm saying?
One of them. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. I went. It was a little late. Went to my special favorite spot, Quick Trip, to get my ice, and I needed
the ice tray.
I did get the ice tray, but it's so hard to come out. By the time I pop all them little things out, it's either melted half of the ice. I gotta do it on a plate and roll it around. It's really weird. So I'm just gonna buy my machine when it's come time.
So you at the Quick Trip.
So I get out. I spoke first because I saw him at the pump. I got out of my car. I said, hey, how are you? He was like, hi, how are you? I went in the inside to pay for my gas, get my ice. He was already finished pumping gas. He stood there and waited for me to take my thing out, put my stuff up, and come back around my car. He was just standing at his door. So then he said, I hope you have a good night, blah, blah, blah. You have a nice smile. I said, thank you. You have a great night as well. And then he was like, all right, and got in his car and sped the fuck off. I was like, did I do something? Was that me?
Two things occurred in that situation.
What?
Two things occurred.
What?
One, he probably didn't know how to transition the conversation to go further. Or two, where were you again?
At Quick Trip.
Quick Trip. Quick Trip.
I don't get it.
Maybe he just wanted a quick trip. And when he seen that things were not going that way, he jumped in the car and he sped off.
What did I say?
Nah, he probably just didn't know how to transition. A lot of people don't know how to talk to people. Like, a lot of people don't know how to holler at people. They get caught up. They don't know how to, like, reel it in. They know how to cast the line, but they don't know how to reel it in. For real.
Do
That's
y'all
what
need classes?
Huh?
Do men need classes or something? I'm confused.
I mean, I think men and women need classes.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, for them to figure out, like, I'm in my 40s. Y'all ain't had practice at this shit.
No, because we in the wham bam generation. You ain't got to say nothing no more.
Well, you gotta say something to me. I'm gonna get in my car just like you got in your car. We're going our opposite damn way.
Yeah, I mean, cats just don't, you got a lot of dudes that just don't know how to finish the deal. They don't know how to reel it on in. They cast the line and then you say something back and they be like, yuck, and they don't know what else to say after that. They be looking for you to say something instead of them being the alpha and, controlling the conversation and saying what they want. I'm just saying. It's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I believe it. It's the truth because at the end of the day, I'm not going to ask you for your phone number. So I guess ain't nobody getting no phone number.
Well, I'll go right ahead.
I was just getting ready to say it's a role reversal in the way that things used to happen. Like he's saying, like both of you are saying, women are now the ones that are being assertive and like
there's a percentage of.
I don't mean all. I mean, yeah. So like he might have been waiting for you, like you're saying, he might have been waiting for you to lead the conversation when you got back to the car because it's like, oh, he waited on me. Let me see what's up with him. Because that's what some women are doing.
And this is Georgia.
Yeah, I noticed that you waited on me. I engaged in conversation with you. So if you want anything besides that engagement, you got to do it, bro.
But a lot of them don't have to.
Right.
I mean, you were a female where you felt like he had to, but you have a lot of females that are not going to wait for him to do it. They're going to do it. So he could have been that's another option. He could have been waiting on you to make the first step.
And he might was because he did have a nice little car. His vehicle probably pulled a little chick or two because they feel like it was a hot little commodity. But your car don't impress me.
Well, this is Georgia, and unfortunately, in Georgia, there's a large percentage of women who are aggressive, and so these men down here have become accustomed to that aggression where they feel like they don't have to do much. So that could have been the case. That's what I noticed down here in Georgia. I'm from Chicago; it's a little different.
And they come at
Midwest. I'm saying the Midwest, it's a little different. But in Georgia, the ladies down here are a large percentage are a bit more aggressive, which allows the guys to feel more comfortable and feel like they're entitled to a certain extent.
Tadika said, Missy, she had her shirt on today.
Oh, yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Can't read. Retrograde. That's that retrograde. They said, Carlos Miller say, you got to let them black women holler at you before you get dismissed and embarrassed.
Who is Carlos Miller?
He's a
Carlos
comedian.
Miller from 85 South and Wild and Out. He's a comedian. Funny too. In Georgia, yeah. Really? In Georgia. For the most part, the majority of women in Georgia are very aggressive. And so men are not as aggressive, I've noticed. But back home, you have like a mixture. You have some women that's aggressive, but for the most part, we come out
I
shot.
don't
Hey,
even think
what's
it's
going
just
on?
I don't even think it's just Georgia. I think it's areas where there's a higher population of women versus the male, as far as when you're talking about, because we're speaking on heterosexuals. So the ratio of men to women, when it's a higher number of women per man, I think that's where the aggression and
Shit,
assertiveness
that's
comes.
damn near everywhere these days. More women than it is men. So
So,
no.
Not like it is in the Atlanta area.
so
Like,
in order for me to date, I got to be aggressive with a dude.
I
But look,
mean,
I used to
like,
live in Minnesota, and it's a higher ratio to women in Minnesota because there used to be like 10,000 lakes, 10,000 holes to break. That was the statement, and I think the ratio was like 8-1 in Minnesota, and I didn't encounter a lot of aggressive women in Minnesota. Well, maybe they traded in the aggression for passive. I'll say that. So I'll digress in that statement.
Dave said the Georgia women compensating for the less masculine men in Atlanta.
That could quite be. That's a very strong point as well, considering we're in Georgia. Yeah.
What I'm saying though, if you are the masculine male, why do I have to beef it up to
But
compensate?
I'm saying that might not have been one of those men. That's what I'm trying to say. Like down here in
It's been
Georgia, a lot of
3
these
of
dudes,
them. They'd have had whole full on. You stopped me to have a
but they
conversation.
right. But again,
You don't have to engage me.
the less masculine, comfortable male, speaking down here in Georgia, they might say, "Hey, how you doing?" and then expect for you to carry the conversation because in a large percentage of situations down here, that's all they really have to say. Even in my own experience since I've moved here, I might speak to somebody and I'm just speaking to be nice. I'm a nice guy to an extent. And I speak to people and they might just be like, hey, woo, woo, woo. Like it's just how it is down here for some reason. So
Tanika said, I can see that because women, especially young women, are very aggressive and are more like men and not women.
Well, I've seen some aggressive veterans down here too. Some aggressive veterans. I'm talking about 50 plus aggressive veterans. Hey, baby, want to cook? There's some aggressive veterans down here now. I'm just saying.
So again, I got to, in order, if I want to date, I got to become an aggressive ass female.
No, not at all. It's just it goes back to the whole. If a guy wants you, he'll pursue you to an extent. So let's turn that around. Let's go back to that situation where you was at the Quick Trip, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say that was an actual guy, right?
Okay.
And I mean that term exactly how I said it. Mm-hmm. An actual guy, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't have stopped. He'd have been like, "Hey, how you doing? What's your name?" Right? Probably struck up a conversation. Nice night. You single, whatever the case may be. Maybe we can exchange numbers, move around or something, have a date. That's a conversation. Crack a joke here and there. Might notice something you got on and say something about that. Notice your vehicle, say something about that. Like it's always things to pull to create a conversation. That's what a man is going to do. And then he's going to lead up until hey, can I have your number? Maybe we go out sometime, talk, something like that. That's what a real man is going to do. Right? As opposed to the guy that those guys like, hey, how you doing? Is she going to say some shit to me? Right. So, So I just think it's a difference. I think it's a large percentage of non-guys that don't know how to communicate and are very comfortable with the Georgia situation. I'll say that.
And again, I'm gonna have to be aggressive.
Yeah, the right dude gonna come. He gonna come right at you.
Well, where is Ninja at?
Well, he's probably not a nigger.
I said ninja.
Oh, ninja. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Caucasian people don't use that word if you're watching. Don't do it. Ninjas. No, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they out there. I'm sure there's somebody out there. It's some real stand-up brothers in Georgia. I know a couple of brothers out here that's some real stand-up brothers. Since I've been down here, I've met some real stand-up brothers down here. So,
Yeah, that's right, Dave. That's not Atlanta.
Oh, the real brothers. Right. Right. You have to be careful. You might end up with a guy and he's just a beard. If anybody know what that means, I just found out what that meant recently. You know what a beard is?
Usually the woman is the beard for the man.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying. Right. Necklace, beard, whatever they call it.
Yes, the beard.
But yeah, I mean, it's just I think it's real brothers out here. The percentage might be very low considering where we are, you know.
And I mean, I guess if you ain't got to work hard, I guess you ain't gonna work hard, huh?
I mean, what's the ratio down here? Like 10-1?
Hell, I have no idea.
I think the ratio in Atlanta and Georgia is like 10-1.
It was. I think it's higher now.
Ain't that a bitch?
Really?
I'm saying you got a large majority.
I need to move.
I mean,
shit.
I mean, you know, you got such a large concentration of brothers who ain't really into the sisters, so it's more room for, you know. I don't know how to really word that situation without saying how I really feel, but it's so many women out here that it's not enough men.
So if you ain't gotta work, you ain't gonna work.
Right. It's not a lot of men. It's not a lot of hetero dudes down here. And the hetero dudes that are here, they like, shoot, I can have as many women as I want. So they play the game. So now the thought of them, you know, being a stand-up person is out the window because they've been captivated by lust. You know what I'm saying? And that's the unfortunate part. But there is still, I don't believe in hope, but there is still a chance. There are still brothers out here who are faithful brothers who looking for a real lady to be with and be exclusive with. They out here. It's just a little harder to find. And you're not going to find them first.
Somebody tell me the ratio of the good state that I can go in and find where it's almost, you know, a little neck and neck with the men and the women so I can move there. Or at least go visit a lot.
Chicago.
Chicago a little rough in some areas. I don't know.
The world rough in some areas.
Oh no.
Georgia rough in some areas. Chicago just
a
get
lot
a lot more news. But Chicago, it's a lot of good brothers in Chicago. You just got to know who to deal with. And you can spot what it is real quick in Chicago. You already know what time it is. There ain't no mystery. You see what I'm saying? You're going to know right in the first few minutes, you're going to know what it is. So, you know, Minnesota.
But you know, after a woman hits 40, she kind of gets a little bit of discernment on that anyway, or that bullshit to take.
Right. So you gonna see through it.
So I ain't necessarily got to, you know, see it. I can see it.
You gonna see through it? I see through it all the time. I be meeting people. I'm like, hey, you know, bullshit, that you ain't shit. You know.
Keep it pressing, sir.
So they say hello to you. I'll be like, you smell that? What is that? Bullshit.
And it's coming from you.
Right. Go ahead on out here.
Be like, get up out of here. Bye.
That's all. Maybe this retrograde. Maybe this retrograde thing will turn the comfortable brothers around to be more masculine and forthcoming brothers. Maybe to switch it around. Maybe the back, you know, like to go backwards. If you're a comfortable man, it'll change into another way during the retrograde. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to stay on the subject.
I hope. I don't know.
Never know. You never know. Don't go to church though. You're really gonna be shocked. What? That's for all the freaks at the church. You're gonna find a stand-up motherfucker at church. That's some bullshit. Most old folks can tell you that ain't true no more. They're the big old freak. I got more church girls.
Hey, it said drop it like a 30. Drop it like a 30.
Man, listen, we get a whole new meaning.
Check Google. The highest percent of single men are in Detroit and Cleveland. I don't know.
How you doing, Karen Davis-Bacon? Yeah, y'all go ahead to Detroit and Cleveland to see how they work out for you.
I don't want to go to the deep. And I've been to Cleveland. It feels so dry.
That's my cousin. What up, Karen?
Yeah.
She's from the Midwest.
You go ahead to Detroit and Cleveland if you go to, ladies. Work that out. Go ahead.
Cleveland just feels like such a drab city. It's so down.
No, Cleveland a fine place.
Hey, you been to Cleveland?
Yeah.
Culture. What you in Cleveland for?
Girl, you worry about the wrong thing.
Oh,
Cleveland got
okay.
its fun point. Cleveland fun. I've been to Cleveland a few times. I used to live in Columbus. I just go to Cleveland now. It's cool. It's just the culture a little different.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get your ass.
Hey, if I can find me a man, let me go visit one good time. Might come back with some.
You might. Don't drink no water when you go to. Oh, that's Flint. My fault.
Karen said, "Hey, y'all."
Try
Hey,
Detroit.
Karen.
Try Cleveland first, then Detroit.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know if I want to do the D.
Why?
I want to get some D, but I don't know if I want to do the D.
Detroit
Have
motherfucker
you
gonna
been
try
to
to put your ass
Detroit?
on the stroll.
You been to Detroit too?
Huh?
You been to Detroit too?
I have.
Oh, girl, we got to talk after this show.
Detroit
Hey.
fun too. Detroit fun if you know where you're going.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't think I knew where I was going.
That's the same with all the major cities. You got to know.
Yeah.
Or know somebody.
I haven't
Yeah.
been to Detroit a few times.
Like somebody that's strange to Chicago has to be careful where they go in Chicago.
Perhaps.
That's in Atlanta.
No,
too.
that's real.
That's in Atlanta too.
Perhaps.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta remember when I went to Pittsburgh. I was like, "Hey, I'm in this area called Pittsburgh."
And Mechanicsville. What is that?
I said, "This guy is."
Get your ass up out of there.
Towards my car.
I was like, "Get your ass up out of there. Do not stop. Do not collect $200. Don't roll your window down. Don't wave at no damn body. Get your ass up out of there."
Go to Iowa. Iowa. Ohio. Ohio. There's still a lot of dudes up there that want to settle down. I got a lot of homies. I used to live in Ohio. I got a lot of homies in Ohio. They still be on Facebook whining and shit, talking about how they can't find no good woman. They just want to be a hood. They be whining like little bitches too. You know how them people be on Facebook and they always be putting shit on Facebook. It's always something. They just spend their whole life on fucking Facebook. Just keep putting shit on there all the time. Then if you question them about it, they act like, "Oh no, that's not me." Who the fuck is it, bitch? You keep putting this shit on there all the motherfucking time, pussy. I wish I could find somebody I love. I would love to cuddle. I need somebody to understand how I feel. I would like to go on dates and make me feel like I'm special. I would like, shut the fuck up and go find it then. God damn.
It ain't out there.
A lot of my homies is on Facebook and they do that. And
It
they're
ain't
really
out
looking
here.
for some good women in their lives. They live in Ohio.
We're in two different places. I need to go up there.
You should go to Ohio. You'll find somebody in Ohio, not Cleveland. Go to like Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
You'll come up in Columbus.
Okay.
You got a lot of homies in Columbus. They all looking for wives. What happened to Fat Goddess?
She fell off. I don't know.
Yeah, you go to Columbus. Columbus, it's a lot of people want to settle down in Columbus. Columbus is like a little family town. That's where you go and have a family, raise a family.
Okay.
A lot of my homies, for real, like all jokes aside, because I used to live in Ohio for a few years, and a lot of my homies to this day, they be like, "I just want to find somebody I could love for me. I'm a good man. I go to work every day. I don't be out here in these streets. I just want to find me a good woman." I'm for real.
Well, I mean, hey.
You don't want to live in Ohio, though. It's slow as hell.
I don't.
Because all I did when I was in Ohio,
I just need to go find my man and bring him
let's
back.
go up there and hang out for a little while. Come on back. You go live there. You're gonna be
They
bored
said
as hell.
she's suffering from retrograde. Tech just dropped. Lord.
Right.
Because she's back and she's still in the dark.
Right. That's the retrograde. It's technical issues. Exactly. But yeah, Columbus is cool. Well, Wisconsin.
What's in Wisconsin?
You go to Madison, Milwaukee, some stand-up brothers down there. North Carolina.
Okay.
You got to watch out for the syphilis, but North Carolina cool.
Whoa. No. We're going to bring that on back.
North Carolina. I keep it real with you. On the real, like, because I try not to be biased. It's certain parts of Indiana you can find some stand-up brothers. But you just gotta comb through it now. Yeah, there's still some old school brothers in Indiana. I said Ohio. Minnesota.
North Carolina is X'd off because of the
Okay,
second
that's
part
fine.
what you said.
Minnesota is a good place. Well, Texas.
You won't get on here?
Certain parts of Texas. Well,
I mean, really, if you think about it, you can find a good person all over the United States. It just depends upon who you know and where you are.
I'm trying to increase my odds.
But in
like
Atlanta, like you said,
it's
it's real hard in Atlanta. You got to be realistic about the demographics.
Start in Columbus.
And if you are already talking about 10 to 1, and out of the ones, they're not all heterosexuals, that increases really the ratio.
That's why these brothers in Georgia feel the way they feel, because they ain't really got no competition.
No.
Most of the dudes around here, they...
And a lot of them will tell you, I can do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Oh,
because you're gonna get it regardless. It's always somebody out here who just wants somebody to love. Don't you need somebody to love? Especially down here. Lord have mercy. So yeah. Then I would start in Columbus.
Okay.
Swing through Wisconsin. Hit Minnesota.
Ooh,
through Indiana on the comeback.
Yeah. Okay. I got a possible trip going towards one of them ways.
Minnesota, the shit. I used to live in Minnesota for a few years. It was I loved Minnesota. 10,000 lakes, 10,000 miles. I was back in the day.
I might have to make that trip happen for real now.
Go to the Mall of America down there, kick it. Minnehaha Falls before it get cold though. Gotta go before it get cold because it get cold.
Oh, I don't do the cold.
They got cold winters and super hot summers, but Minnesota's an awesome place. I lived there for like 4 years. It's great.
Yeah, I don't do the cold.
You meet some good people.
I'm not a fan of Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota, great. It's just all about how you move around. It's a great place.
Yeah, I've been going to Minnesota for years. I'm personally not a fan.
I can feel you. I personally enjoy it, love it. Great place, very diverse. Meet you a nice Somalian guy if you want to. Somalian guys are cool. Native American brothers, they cool. Some of the brothers, they cool. I know a lot of people in Minnesota, so to this day, Minnesota cool. Minnesota and Columbus, Ohio, Minneapolis and Columbus. You should be straight.
I'm gonna have to take my little trip and figure something out. What about Oklahoma? Anything in Oklahoma?
There are true.
Nice little woman.
There are true Black Native Americans in Oklahoma, a lot, and their skin is amazing.
She talking about on the dating side of the game, though.
Oh, amazing! I know she is. I'm describing the men that are there.
Well, what you just say?
Black Native Americans, because people think that Native Americans aren't Black.
Those the misinformed.
But
she said that their skin is amazing.
There's a high concentration of them in Oklahoma. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Okay.
Add that to your list. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Okay. Got 3 trips.
Well, like I said, Columbus and Minnesota, man. You add the other ones to your list, you do your thing. I'm telling you for show shots down there, though. I'm telling you what I know. So it is what it is. Whatever makes your boat float.
A man would make my boat float.
The right man will make your boat float.
No, the right man will make my boat sail.
Well, it's a whole lot of men out here. So you right.
You can get a man to make your boat float, but
Stedman
sail.
Stedman is a man.
I don't know what Stedman is.
You know Stedman of mine.
I don't know what Stedman is.
You know Stedman. Stedman
swinging. Whatever Stedman doing, Stedman doing it right.
They both swing for the other team. Gail is Oprah's lover. They've been tight forever. All right, it's gonna come out.
Well, if it ain't came out by now, it ain't coming out.
No, it's just you got to keep it under wraps. You got to keep it under wraps. People keep stuff under wraps for years.
Oprah ain't on TV like that no more. She don't care. She got her own network. If she wanted to come out, she would come out.
Nah,
Let
she ain't
them know.
got time for all that. That wouldn't help her.
Why wouldn't it?
It wouldn't.
In this particular time, in
I
our
understand what you're saying, but I don't think it would help Oprah per se.
You're right,
like
because Oprah
too.
got so much money, it ain't nothing that nobody can do or undo for her.
True.
If she
But
wanted
I
to
don't
do
think
it,
she would.
she can
I
live
think
on
she
her truth.
I think she one of them old school, types. She ain't gonna never tell her. I used to like me some Oprah though. Boy, God damn, I used to like Oprah. I used to knock Oprah back. I'm serious. I used to like Oprah. Hey, I can't help the way I feel. I used to like me some Oprah. Gail too. Gail, God damn, Gail. But anyway, yeah. So yeah. Anything else? What else y'all got?
That's all that I have. Y'all have anything? I have 3 trips I got to plan.
Oh gosh.
I come back from one of these cities with a man.
Tennessee is interesting.
It's a man.
Tennessee is interesting. Mississippi is interesting. Mess around Mississippi, huh? What about Louisiana?
Well, I'm going there already. I already have a trip planned there, so we'll see.
Louisiana's great. It's great people. It's a great place.
Yes.
They're running into one of them Creole brothers.
So, Miss Fat Goddess.
Yeah.
Do you have one for us tonight?
Nah.
No. You come with one and not with both. What are we gonna do with you? Yes, to be more careful. Oh, when you had dropped off, Dave said your tech was in retrograde.
I told y'all that spinning thing in there. The whole house.
Well, are all hearts and minds clear?
You got a
Yep.
thing.
Oh, well, wait. Oh, yeah. Well, this retrograde must have these children and parents on one. They trying you, Tanika. Don't let them try you.
They've been wild in this past few weeks, man. Just all over the country, really. Hey, y'all, for people who, just real quick, for people who've been passing along that picture saying about Chicago, the laws are changing and they're going to be these non-detainable offenses like second-degree murder and all this other stuff, and they're getting rid of cash bond. For all of y'all that's passing it around like, it's going to be the purge, you might want to take some time and do some real research instead of just passing along things from the internet. And you'll see that it's not exactly how it's being shown to be. I'm not saying there's no validity to it, but just do your own research, please. Don't fall. Didn't y'all learn from the TD Jakes episode that you can't just believe the clips that people just show you on the internet? Come on, y'all. God damn. Anyway.
Tanika said, man, they've been on one for real trying me. I almost lost my job the other day. Oh, no.
What they ask?
We not finna allow them to win in that way.
Bernie Mac said kids ain't nothing but little grown folks. Whoop their ass.
No, don't let them get you there. Protect your peace.
Is she a teacher?
Your peace. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Whoop their ass.
Protect your peace.
Follow them home. Whoop their ass. It's the problem with these kids that they don't get their ass whooped. Everybody want to rationalize with the kids instead of whooping their ass. That's the problem.
Well, we on Goddeships do not condone beating your kids. Love on them, put them in timeouts.
Whoop their ass. That's why they out here killing folks.
Are all hearts and minds clear?
Yeah, I guess so.
Fat Goddess?
Yeah, I thought we already said yeah.
Well, we had an extra little piece
at
the end, so I, wanted to make sure. Well, since Fat Goddess does not have a I love you but for us this evening, she still most definitely, please send her your suggestions because she ain't got no more. to Fact Goddess, and that is FACKT goddess at gmail.com. And that will conclude our show for this evening. Thank you all for joining us as we do our best to give you the content you deserve. Feel free to keep the conversation going below in the comments, and we do look forward to reading them, and we do respond. Again, thanks for watching. If you have not, make sure to thumbs up this video, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, subscribe, and click or bang on that notification bell so that you are made aware when we have new episodes. We shall see you next week on Goddeships. Same bat station, same bat time, because every ship matters.
All ships are the same.
And life is lived on ships.
Good night. Don't let that retrograde get you.